Scene script. Have you ever stopped to wonder about the relationship between your beloved dog and the wild wolves of the wilderness? Both our domesticated dogs and the wild wolves share a common ancestor, belonging to the family Canidae. This family is as diverse as it is ancient, with roots reaching back approximately 40 million years. Over millions of years, through a process of natural selection and evolution, this ancestral species branched off into many different forms. Some of these became the wild canines we know today as wolves, foxes and jackals, while others eventually evolved into the domestic dogs we know and love. Around 6 to 7 million years ago, a significant split happened within the Canidae family. One branch evolved into the Canini tribe, which includes wolves and other similar species. The other branch evolved into the Vulpini tribe, which includes foxes. Our domestic dogs are direct descendants of the wolves from the Canini tribe. Fast forward to around 20 to 40,000 years ago. At this point in history, humans were still hunter-gatherers, and wolves were the top predators in the ecosystems they inhabited. However, around this time a remarkable thing happened. A subset of wolves started to diverge from their wild brethren, becoming genetically distinct. These were the ancestors of our modern dogs. The exact reasons for this divergence are still a subject of scientific debate. However, it is generally agreed that this divergence marked the beginning of the domestication process. These proto-dogs were not the pets we know today, but rather wild canines that lived alongside humans, likely assisting in hunting and scavenging activities. So, as we can see, dogs and wolves share an intertwined history that stretches back millions of years. They are both products of evolution, shaped by their environment and their relationship with humans. Despite their differences, they share a common heritage, reminding us of the complex and fascinating journey of life on Earth. Scene script. Many of us fear wolves, but how much of that fear is based on reality? Let's take a closer look at the true nature of these fascinating creatures. Wolves, in essence, are not the mindlessly aggressive beasts that are often depicted in folklore and media. In fact, they are incredibly shy and tend to avoid humans. Instances of wolves attacking people are extremely rare and usually associated with wolves that have become habituated to humans or are sick. Now let's delve into the social fabric that governs the lives of wolves. Wolves are social animals living in groups called packs. A pack is essentially a family unit comprising an alpha pair, the dominant male and female, and their offspring. Each member of the pack plays a crucial role, from hunting to defending territory and nurturing the young. Speaking of hunting, wolves are strategic hunters, relying on their exceptional endurance, sharp senses and teamwork. Contrary to popular belief, it's not always the alpha male leading the hunt. In fact, any member of the pack, irrespective of their rank, can initiate a hunt. Wolves use a relay style of hunting, taking turns to chase their prey, thus conserving their energy and increasing their chances of a successful kill. But what happens when the dominant male dies? Does the female become dominant? Not necessarily. The position of the alpha isn't automatically passed down to the surviving partner. Instead, another male, often an offspring or a younger pack member, may step up to claim the role of the alpha male. And so, we see that the life of a wolf is not about mindless aggression, but about survival, family and teamwork. They are complex creatures with intricate social structures and behaviors that are driven more by necessity than by wanton brutality. While wolves are indeed wild creatures, they are not the mindless monsters some believe them to be. The shift from wild wolf to domestic dog was not an overnight transformation, but when did wolves become dogs? This question takes us on a captivating journey back in time to an era when humans were just beginning to form complex societies. Our story begins around 20,000 years ago, during the last ice age. It's thought that some wolves began interacting with humans, perhaps drawn to the outskirts of their camps by the smell of food. Over time, these wolves may have grown less fearful of humans, and humans, in turn, may have seen the benefit of these creatures, their keen senses, their agility, their strength. Gradually, a bond formed, a symbiotic relationship of sorts. Humans provided food and shelter, while wolves offered protection and helped in hunting. This was the first step towards domestication. The wolves that were more amiable, more cooperative, had a better chance of survival. They passed these traits on to their offspring, and over generations, these wolves started to change, both in behavior and appearance. Fast forward to about 7,000 years ago, and we start to see the emergence of dog-like creatures, distinct from their wild wolf ancestors. These were the precursors to our modern dogs, bred selectively by humans for specific traits, whether it was for herding, hunting, companionship, or guarding. It's important to note that this transformation wasn't uniform across the globe. In different regions, humans would have had different needs and thus selected for different traits. That's why we have such an incredible diversity of dog breeds today, from the tiny Chihuahua to the towering Great Dane. This journey from wolf to dog is a testament to the power of evolution and the impact of human intervention. It's a story of survival and adaptation, of friendship and mutual benefit, and it's a story that's still unfolding. As we continue to breed dogs for various purposes, we're still shaping the future of this extraordinary species. The dogs we know and love today are the result of thousands of years of cohabitation and cooperation with humans, and that's truly something to marvel at. But how did humans manage to domesticate such a wild creature? The answer lies in a fascinating tale of survival, cooperation, and evolution. The earliest evidence suggests that the process of domesticating wolves began around 20,000 years ago. But it wasn't a one-way street. Wolves, being opportunistic feeders, started to follow human settlements, scavenging on their leftovers. This proximity to humankind led to a gradual process of self-domestication. The wolves that were less fearful and more friendly towards humans had a higher chance of surviving and reproducing, passing these traits to their offspring. This natural selection, driven by the wolves themselves, resulted in a subspecies that was tamer and more sociable. But humans also played a significant role in this process. They realized that these friendly wolves could be useful, helping in hunting and offering protection. So, they started to selectively breed the wolves, choosing the ones that exhibited desirable traits. Over generations, this artificial selection led to the domesticated dogs we know today. But bear in mind, this is just one theory. Other theories suggest that humans might have adopted wolf pups and raised them, which over generations led to tamer wolves. Some even posit that it wasn't the wolves that approached humans, but the other way around. Humans might have invaded wolf territories, leading to a forced interaction that eventually resulted in domestication. Regardless of the exact process, it's clear that the domestication of wolves was a gradual and complex process, involving both natural and artificial selection. It was a symbiotic relationship that benefited both parties. The wolves got a steady source of food and safety, and in return, humans got a loyal companion and a helpful aid in hunting and protection. The domestication of wolves is a tale that reminds us of our deep bond with nature and animals. It's a story of mutual benefit and coevolution that has stood the test of time. The domestication of wolves is a fascinating tale of survival, cooperation, and evolution. So, how did these once wild creatures become our loyal companions and household pets? The transition from wolves to dogs is indeed an intriguing journey. It's a story that started thousands of years ago when our ancestors began to tame wolves. These wolves, over time, became increasingly domesticated, resulting in a species divergence that gave birth to the dogs we know today. Different breeds were developed to perform specific tasks. For instance, Border Collies were bred for their extraordinary herding abilities, while Dachshunds, with their short legs and elongated bodies, were designed to burrow into badger dens. The St. Bernard, known for its strength and resilience, was used for alpine rescues. These breeds, and many others, were carefully cultivated over generations to meet the particular needs of their human companions. But as time passed, the roles of dogs began to change. They moved from the fields and the wilderness into our homes. The focus shifted from their working abilities to their temperaments, their loyalty, their capacity for companionship. Dogs became less of a tool and more of a family member. Today, Dogs serve a multitude of roles beyond their original working purpose. They are therapy dogs, providing comfort to those in hospitals and care homes. They are guide dogs, offering independence to the visually impaired. They are search and rescue dogs, risking their lives to find lost or trapped people. And of course, they are our beloved pets, offering unconditional love and companionship, asking for nothing more than a bit of food, a warm bed, and our affection in return. Through all these changes, one thing has remained constant: the bond between humans and dogs. It's a bond forged in the crucible of time, a bond as old as civilization itself. It's a bond that transcends language, culture, and geography. Dogs have evolved alongside us, adapting to our needs and becoming an integral part of our lives. From wolves to household pets, they have journeyed with us every step of the way, sharing in our triumphs and our tragedies, our joys and our sorrows. They are not just pets. They are our friends, our confidants, our family. Dogs come in all shapes, sizes and temperaments. But what determines a dog's behavior? The world of dogs is as diverse as it is fascinating. From the tiny Chihuahua to the towering Great Dane, each breed carries its own set of characteristics and behaviors. Some breeds, like the Golden Retriever, are known for their affectionate and friendly nature. They are often seen as the epitome of a family pet, always eager to please and quick to make friends. On the other end of the spectrum, we have breeds like the Rottweiler and the Pit Bull. These breeds are often labelled as the most dangerous due to their muscular build and strong jaws. However, it's important to note that these dogs are not inherently aggressive. With proper training and socialization, they can be as loving and loyal as any other breed. Speaking of loyalty, the German Shepherd stands out as one of the most devoted breeds. They are known for their intelligence and versatility, making them popular choices for service roles such as police and guide dogs. They form strong bonds with their human companions and are always ready to protect their loved ones. However, not all dogs are suited to every environment. Breeds like the Dalmatian and the Jack Russell Terrier, while adorable and energetic, can be a handful due to their high energy levels and need for mental stimulation. They may not be the best choice for families with young children or for those who live in small apartments. And of course, we cannot forget the breeds that have been bred for hunting, like the Beagle and the Coonhound. These dogs have a strong prey drive and can be prone to chasing small animals. However, with the right training, they can make wonderful companions. But remember, while breed traits can provide a general guideline, they are not definitive. Each dog is an individual, with its own unique personality and quirks. A dog's behavior is influenced by a host of factors, including its upbringing, training, and socialization. While a dog's breed can give us some insight into their behavior, it's important to remember that each dog is an individual with its own personality and traits. Our bond with dogs is unique and special, but how do dogs view us? Let's delve into the fascinating dynamics of the dog-human relationship. Dogs, our loyal companions, perceive us differently than we might think. They don't see us as other dogs as previously believed. Rather, they recognize us as something distinct, yet still part of their pack. This recognition is deeply rooted in their wolf ancestry. Dogs are remarkably attuned to our emotions and body language. They can sense our moods, respond to our commands, and often seem to understand us better than we understand ourselves. This emotional intelligence, coupled with centuries of selective breeding, has forged an incredible loyalty in dogs towards their human companions. Yet it's critical to remember that every dog, regardless of breed or size, retains some primitive instincts. And these instincts can occasionally clash with our modern human world, particularly when it comes to introducing dogs to babies. Babies, with their erratic movements and high-pitched sounds, can sometimes trigger a dog's prey instinct. A dog's curiosity might also lead to unintended harm. Therefore, it's crucial to take precautions when introducing a new baby into a home with a dog. Slow introductions, constant supervision, and positive reinforcement can help mitigate potential risks. But let's not dwell on the risks alone. The relationship between dogs and children can be incredibly enriching. Dogs can teach children about empathy, responsibility, and unconditional love. And in return, children can offer dogs companionship and a playful energy that they often enjoy. So how do dogs view us? As their pack, their family. They look to us for guidance, for companionship, and for love. And in return, they offer us unwavering loyalty and affection. Dogs are not just our pets, they are our family. And understanding them helps us build a stronger bond with these incredible creatures. We've embarked on a fascinating journey through the history and nature of wolves and dogs. We've seen how these majestic creatures, once wild and fierce, became the beloved pets that share our homes today. Our journey began with the origin of wolves and dogs, tracing back to a time when these two species diverged from a common ancestor. We've discovered that despite their differences, wolves and dogs share an intricate bond linked by thousands of years of evolution. We've explored the nature of wolves, dispelling myths of aggression and dominance. We've learned that wolves live in complex social structures where roles are defined not just by brute strength, but also by cooperation and mutual respect. We've delved into the intriguing question of leadership within the pack, uncovering that if the dominant male dies, it's not necessarily the female who steps up. Leadership instead is a dynamic process dependent on the unique circumstances of the pack. We've traced the transformation of wolves into dogs, learning about the intricate process of domestication, a journey that began thousands of years ago. We've seen how our ancestors coexisted with these creatures, slowly transforming them from wild beasts to working animals and eventually to cherished pets. We've delved into the diverse world of dogs, exploring their varied temperaments, from the loving and kind to the territorial and even dangerous. We've seen how certain breeds are predisposed to certain behaviors, and how our actions as owners can shape a dog's personality and behavior. Finally, we've celebrated the special relationship between dogs and humans. This bond, steeped in mutual respect and affection, has shaped our history and continues to influence our lives today. From wild wolves to loyal companions, dogs have a rich and complex history that continues to unfold as we learn more about these remarkable creatures. As we close this chapter, let's remember to cherish our four-legged friends, appreciate their diverse nature, and continue to explore and learn from their fascinating evolutionary journey.